Witam serdecznie w studiu Strefy Obrony. Jesteśmy na Międzynarodowym Salonie Przemysłu Obronnego w Kielcach. Gościem naszego studia będzie pan Jirki Kujansu, szef firmy Saab Technologies Poland, czyli polskiej spółki córki szwedzkiego koncernu zbrojeniowego Saab. Mr. Kujansu, thank you very much for visiting our studio. This is a pleasure to meet you here.
Thank you. I'm very pleased to be here.
So we are speaking at the MSPO International Defense Industry Exhibition. During the show, your company Saab has signed a very important memorandum of understandings with the Polish defense company, PGZ and WB Group. So please briefly elaborate the scope of this cooperation and please tell us what does it mean exactly for the future Saab operations in Poland.
Yep. Okay. Thank you for the question. And I would like to start with a little bit the background. So, firstly, Saab has been already working with both WB Electronics Group for many years, and we have already contracted programs ongoing, as well as with PDZ Group. What this memorandum of understanding is doing, that we are now initiating, I would say, a more strategic discussion on a strategic partnership on the executive level, meaning between, say, the CEOs of both companies. So with this, I hope that we have, firstly, we have opened up for, let's say, multi-domain operation area, meaning army, land forces and naval activities, as well as looking for synergies for cooperating with relations to how to support in Ukraine and let's say R&D in typical. And those are more questions on an executive level to discuss first. Then they can be initiated and worked out on the more practical level. So this is the intent of signing this kind of MOU, so opening up the broad strategic discussion on the executive level.
Mr. Kujansu, I know that this is not the first time when Saab is exhibiting here at MSPO in Kielce. You are present here for the many years back. However, the process of the modernization, of the technical modernization of Polish armed forces is performing, and also the Saab offer is evolving. So please tell us what Saab is exhibiting here in Kielce this year, and what are the new elements of your portfolio presented here for the first time?
The setup we are having this year is aiming for showing that Saab has products and solutions capable for supporting a multi-domain operational approach for the Polish armed forces. So we have selected products in all those areas. And then if I will highlight a few, I would say, more new things which we have not showed before. And one is then an underwater unmanned vessel, which we call a LUV. And the official launch, in fact, will be in London next week for DCI, but we already have the model scale 1 to 5 here. And this is a technical demonstrator which we are going to use for showing that it can perform different tasks because we can change, or it can be flexibly changed thanks to the modular design with different kind of payload, put it that way. So that's one thing we are showing. The other thing is our ground-launched small diameter bomb. We showed that a little bit already last year. Today we have here in Kielce also one container-based launch solution to show that it can be launched from a container, 20-foot container. We can also do that, of course, from any MLRS platform, like your Shunmus from Korea, which Poland has bought, or the American HIMARS. So we have a solution where we can launch these from also those platforms. And in fact, we signed also another memorandum of understanding just yesterday, together with our Korean colleagues, for integration of the GLSDB on Shunmu.
Yeah, of course. It could be, of course, the interesting offer for the Polish armed forces, but not only for the Polish, also the European ones. However, look, I think through last 2 years, Saab became one of the most important technology partner in the process of technical modernization of the Polish armed forces. And I'm referring now to the agreements which were signed in the recent past. Agreements for the Carl Gustaf system, for the airborne early warning aircrafts, and for the SIGINT ships. So I think there are big things. What is the current status of these projects?
Firstly, I would like to say that Saab is, of course, extremely proud for being selected and having the trust from the Polish Ministry of National Defense for these strategic programs. Some of them are really strategic assets. If I start a little bit with like a chronological order, so the contract for the airborne early warning aircraft, Saab 340 platform, was signed in summer 23, and we delivered the first aircraft within 1 calendar year to Poland, which is in a speed unheard of, more or less, I would say. It's an extremely quick delivery. And this is also what we are honoring, that we are honoring the deliveries we promised to the Polish customer. We were very successful in that. And both aircraft were declared operational capability shortly after this in 24, and they are now in operational use. And very much appreciated by the operational commander, who I met the other day also, by the way. So we're very happy with that. We keep on having a support contract for them to keep them as much as possible available for the operational commander. Availability is super important. Ground combat deal, it was signed in March in 24, and we delivered already the first delivery package for Polish Armed Forces in end of last year in December. So they are already now being in operational use in the first units in Poland, and the feedback I'm hearing for that is that they are super pleased with that. So those two programs are, let's say, already in operational use. When it comes to the Delphin program or the Siegen ship, it's of course a little bit more, takes more time to deliver a ship. We do that together with Polish partners, both the design partner. We have Remontowa Shipbuilding, who is building both vessels in Gdansk at their shipyard, and we are employing, or we are, let's say, creating jobs for several hundred Polish workers. And the launch of the first vessel took place now 1st of July this summer, and the second vessel is planned to be, let's say, half a year after for the launch. And it looks that we are keeping the timelines also for that.
Mr. Kujansu, Polish Minister of Defense right now is examining the possible options for the Orca projects. Our officials are in talks with the officials from the other countries, including Sweden, right? And in this program, one of the possible technological partners, the solution provider, is Saab with the A26 class next generation submarine. However, we know, and it is clear, that one of the requirements for the Polish side is to establish the solid industry capabilities in the Polish industry, at least to be able to conduct the maintenance and services of the submarine in Poland. So please tell us what exactly offer of Saab in Orca program include on the field of the defense industry cooperation with Polish companies.
Yeah, of course. Firstly, as Saab understands, let's say, the whole process is that the Polish government is looking for a government-to-government umbrella agreement with the country they choose to cooperate with. We also understand that Poland is not interested at all in just, let's say, a transactional activity or commercial basis. It's much broader cooperation, including defense industry activities and I would say other cooperations, military to military, expected in that. And whilst the platform will be, of course, should Sweden be chosen, it will be Saab to deliver our A26, which also is fully compliant with the Polish requirements, which we have responded to. Our responsibility is also to offer, and not just offer, because it's also a necessity to have Polish industrial partners. And it is really in the DNA of Saab to have industrial cooperations on the global market, and certainly for this big or huge programs like a submarine deal will be. We couldn't even do that on our own. We really need it. So it's not a question of if, it's how big we can agree with the Polish side of course. So we are in talks, and we have signed some other memorandums also with other Polish companies. So I will say the industrial cooperation package is comprehensive. And as my CEO said when he was here on Tuesday, also giving another interview, he said that it's full cooperation. So together with the Swedish governmental umbrella agreement and the content and the Saab's offer, I would say we have a very strong and comprehensive offer for the Polish MOD, which is now being evaluated, of course.
Mr. Kujansu, I think the history of the Saab activities in the Polish market is kind of the history of the success. You have several active contracts, and for the Poland is very important to receive the technology transfer, of course, and also to making our economy stronger and stronger. So I would like to ask you how the footprint of Saab in Poland looks today.
Yeah. Okay. So Saab, the local entity, which I'm the managing director for, Saab Technologies Poland, it was established in 2009. So 16 years ago. And we have been growing, so today I'm employing almost 45 people, local Polish citizens, all of them. The main headquarters office is in Warsaw, and I have one office in Gdynia for our naval activities, and one other project, of course, related to the Delphin program in Gdansk. So we have 3 offices. We are also operating support contracts for the combat training center things we have, because they are situated in full operational use at 5 locations within the Polish Armed Forces. So I have employees working in all these 5 different sites. So this is, I would say, how the footprint looks today. And we still plan now for continue to grow. So I'm having a few recruitments also now ongoing during the fall, and we are planning for establishing now a service and support center for some of our products to be established during next year. So I can see just the growth will just continue.
Thank you very much for the interview, for your time, and I hope to see you here in Kielce next year.
Okay, thank you, Łukasz.
Państwu również bardzo dziękuję za uwagę. Gościem studia Strefy Obrony był pan Łukasz Kujansu, szef firmy Saab Technologies Poland, czyli polskiej spółki córki szwedzkiego koncernu zbrojeniowego Saab.